Stranger Things has without a doubt cemented its place within pop culture. I mean, 5 seasons over the course of 10 years? Do with that what you will. But nevertheless, Stranger Things has earned its spot as one of the biggest TV shows of all time. But in its decade-long run, did Stranger Things fall off? Let's talk about it. Stranger Things was created by brother duo Matt and Ross Duffer, who wrote, produced, and directed the 2015 psychological thriller Hidden. Now, that film didn't see a wide release, but it was seen by TV producer Donald DeLine, who was so impressed by their movie that he approached them with the opportunity to work on the show Wayward Pines with M. Night Shyamalan, whom the brothers took inspiration from for Hidden. After working with and being mentored by Shyamalan, the brothers felt ready to produce their own TV show. The brothers wrote a pilot script and a 20-page pitch book to help shop the series around to possible networks. They pitched the show to 15 cable networks, all of whom weren't really interested in a series led by children. The brothers were told to either make it a kids show or drop the kids entirely and have the series focus on Hopper's paranormal investigation. Now, obviously, the brothers did not go with that. In 2015, the VP of 21 Laps Entertainment brought the script to Shawn Levy, director of the Night at the Museum trilogy, Cheaper by the Dozen, Big Fat Liar. The guy works a lot. 21 Laps would purchase the rights to the Duffer script, giving them full authorship. Later, Netflix would give the brothers a full season and announce a 2016 release date. The series was originally called Montauk and took place in and around Montauk, New York. Montauk itself fits into a few real-world conspiracy theories involving secret government experiments. So, perfect place for a show about secret government experiments. Eventually, the setting of this show was changed to the fictional town of Hawkins, because the brothers felt like they could do unheard of things to the town that they couldn't with a real-world location, like placing the entire town on quarantine. Totally unrealistic. Taking influence from filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, David Lynch, Wes Craven, and Guillermo del Toro, the show would premiere worldwide on Netflix on July 15th, 2016. The episodes would be an hour long, and the cast was made up of child newcomers and names like Winona Ryder. Within the first 35 days of release, the show averaged around 14.7 million views from adults between ages 18 and 49. Season 1 does what Season 1s do. We are introduced to our characters, our story, and given a taste of what the show is going to be. That is, if it gets a Season 2. Of course it gets a season 2. Season 1 brings us to Hawkins, Indiana on November 6th, 1983. At a secret government lab, researchers force a young girl they call 11, who has psychokinetic abilities, to make contact with an unknown entity. This attempt at contact accidentally opens up a rift to the Upside Down, a decaying, frozen in time version of Hawkins. A monster escapes from the Upside Down and kidnaps a little boy named Will Byers. Will's mom Joyce and the town's police chief Jim Hopper search for him. Meanwhile, 11 escapes the lab and is helped by Will's friends, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas. They all attempt to find Will. Season 1 got 14.7 million viewers and received a 97% fresh rating on Rotten Tomato. It launched its young stars Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, Noah Schnapp, Gaten Matarazzo, and Caleb McLaughlin into superstardom almost overnight, while also reintroducing Winona Ryder to a newer, younger audience. The show's a hit. Season 2 brings us into fall 1984, 1 year after the disappearance of Will Byers, and Hawkins once again finds themselves involved in something odd and mysterious. A plague is beginning to consume all the pumpkins in town, and that's a bad thing because it's Halloween. Oh no! Will begins perceiving a large, monstrous entity that the group calls the Mind Flayer, because they're a bunch of little dorks obsessed with D&D in the 80s. Like I have any room to call anybody a little dork. Meanwhile, the other boys encounter Demogorgon dogs, or Demodogs, which are terrorizing the townsfolk. I think Dustin keeps one and it ends up eating his cat. Smooth mood, Dustin. This season also introduces Max Mayfield, a new girl from California who becomes friends with the boys, and her brother Billy, who moved here from California. I'm going to do that whole line over again because what the fuck was that writing? This season also introduces Max Mayfield, a new girl from California who becomes friends with the boys, and her brother Billy. Fuck me. Okay, again. This season also introduces Max Mayfield, a new girl from California. This season also introduces Max Mayfield, a new girl from California who becomes friends with the boys, and her brother, Billy. Billy is played by Dacre Montgomery, and Billy, he's pretty hot.
And showtime.
Racist and mean, very, very violent, but really hot. Season 2 was released on October 27th, 2017, and apparently had 20% more viewers than the second season of Daredevil, which I guess is something. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94% fresh rating, and the Eggo Company saw an increased demand for their waffles. It's summertime and the living's easy. That is, unless you live in Hawkins, because shit continues to be fucked up there. It's the summer of 1985 and Hawkins has a hip new mall that everyone is hanging out at called Starcourt Mall, because it's 1985 and malls are still successful. Hopper has adopted 11 and is now in full-on dad mode, intervening in her relationship with Mike. Hopper is not a fan of Mike. 11 is now friends with Max, and Joyce is trying to get over the death of Bob, her boyfriend who died in the last season. I don't know why I didn't mention Bob until now. Bob is the GOAT. Along with some good old teenage fun and puppy love issues, Will begins experiencing premonitions from the Upside Down, even though 11 closed the original gate last season. He believes that the Mind Flayer is still in Hawkins. Nancy and Jonathan, Will's brother, investigate the influence of the Mind Flayer on the town. Meanwhile, Dustin and Steve's former classmate and current co-worker Robin, along with Lucas's little sister Erica, investigate a possible Soviet infiltration on Hawkins. Because it's the 80s and the Cold War is a thing. History. The Mind Flayer possesses the townsfolk, including Billy, who, spoilers, ends up sacrificing himself to save everyone in the huge final showdown in the mall. Now, this doesn't redeem him from being a racist, violent asshole who tried to sleep with Mike's mom, but God, Dacre Montgomery is hot as fuck. Jesus Christ. Netflix reported over 40.7 million accounts had at least 70% of one episode of season 3, which, holy shit. Netflix reported over 40.7 million accounts had at least seen 70% of one episode of season 3, which is a record viewership for Netflix programming. I don't understand it, but I guess it's a win. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 89% fresh rating, which is good, but if you notice over the seasons, it's dipping. It's 1986, it's March, it's 8 months later, things are still happening. This season rotates around 3 different plot lines. The first one is in Hawkins, of course. Mike and Dustin are in high school and are a part of a new D&D group led by super senior Eddie Munson. Eddie is implicated in the death of popular girl Chrissy, who dies in his trailer because Vecna fucked her shit up. The second plot line involves Mike visiting Will and Eleven in California. Oh yeah, Will and Eleven live in California now for protection purposes. California is where we meet Jonathan's friend Argyle. Now, he doesn't really add much to the plot, but boy is he fun. The third plot line involves Joyce and Murray going to Russia upon learning that Hopper is alive. Because, oh yeah, Hopper died last season. By the way, I didn't mention Murray until now because fuck Murray. Max falls into a coma because of Vecna. Eddie sacrifices himself while playing a shit-kicking guitar solo. Hawkins literally rips in half, and the group realizes this is bigger than they originally thought, and they need to deal with Vecna and the Upside Down once and for all. Season 4 of Stranger Things beat out Bridgerton in viewership and got an 88% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Was it everyone's favorite season? No. Could it get worse? Maybe. I'm going to talk about season 5 in a little bit more detail than I did with the other seasons, so bear with me, please. In February of 2022, season 5 of Stranger Things was officially announced as the final season of the show. It was reported to have a release of late 2025, which we got with the first volume being released on Thanksgiving, the second volume being released on Christmas, and the finale being released on New Year's Eve. I just want to interject for a second and say how much I hate this format of releasing a chunk of episodes and then waiting and then releasing another chunk of episodes. It's annoying and I don't like it. I know it's probably because Netflix doesn't want people getting accounts, binging the show they want to watch, and then canceling their accounts. But Netflix doesn't even do free trials and haven't since like 2020. So they might as well just go back to the original format of releasing the entire show all at once, or go full network TV and start releasing things week by week by week if they want to stay being shitty about it. Anyway, I went into season 5 of Stranger Things with the lowest expectations possible. Not because I wanted the final season to be bad, but I think it was a mixture of the long wait between seasons and the absolute dog shit finale from Umbrella Academy. I had some trauma. So when I finally got to sit down and watch, I was pleasantly surprised. Surprised because it didn't start out as absolute ass. By some miracle, Stranger Things Season 5 was okay. We open with Robin as DJ Exposition explaining away everything that has happened and the current military-run state of Hawkins. Everyone is back, obviously. Well, except Eddie.
I didn't run away this time, right?
But Eddie lives on in little Dustin Henderson, who still seems to be mourning his fallen brethren. Dustin has all but taken up the mantle of Eddie Munson, trying to revitalize the Hellfire Club to really no avail. The surviving jocks don't take too kindly to Dustin still rocking Hellfire merch, ripping it apart and attempting to beat him up until the knight in shining armor that is Lucas comes to rescue him.
Stop!
Not only that, his other friends also have his back, but they're more dorks about it.
I say kick away. Stop this meathead from reproducing and further infecting the world with his unique brand of idiocy.
The gang, aka the entire cast, goes on crawls to find and kill Vecna, but it's been like 2 years and about 30-ish crawls and nothing. 11 even goes through rigorous training, jumping over buses and smashing pumpkins with her mind, assumedly all for these crawls that she's not allowed to go on for some reason. Seems kind of counterintuitive. What did you say? Oh, Hopper is also wearing a bomb vest on these runs, but that comes about later. Let's see if I can summarize this season so that this video isn't equally as long as season 5. The military is in Hawkins and in the Upside Down. They're after 11 because they're not looking for Vecna or protecting the town. They're trying to restart Papa's program. Vecna is still after Will. Will is apparently a part of a hive mind and can see through the eyes of Vecna and Demogorgons. It's a lot. Vecna is also after Mike's little sister, Holly. He even kidnaps her by posing as her imaginary friend, Mr. Whatsit. Mr. Whatsit continues to kidnap children, using them to be more powerful and merge worlds. Oh yeah, apparently the Upside Down isn't a different world, but just one that's a part of a wormhole, and worlds are gonna crash together. They use this, they're gonna use this to their advantage to stop Vecna. I don't know what they were doing this season. There's some relationship trouble this season, not just with Jonathan and Nancy, who get stuck in a cum room.
Is that
like a pair of rainbow dashes, where he proposes but not really, so their entire relationship is kind of left up in the air. 11 and Hopper are tense because neither one wants the other to kill themselves and die. Fucking crazy, right? Lucas is still waiting on Max to wake up. Dustin and Steve are at each other's throats this entire season until Dustin stops Steve from doing something dangerous, breaking down and telling him he can't lose another friend. Not like this, and especially not Steve. They hug, they cry, it's beautiful.
I'm always trying to get yourself killed, and I can't let it happen again. Stop being so selfish, please. If you go on there, you're gonna die, and I can't deal with it again. You can't die because I can't deal with it again. Don't let it happen again. Please. Please don't let it happen again. Not you.
While Will is a vessel for Vecna being used to spy on everyone and everything, Will also essentially becomes the new 11, having powers and snapping limbs like a motherfucker. Will is also going through some real world shit, personal stuff. There's a scene where Will comes out to everyone, literally everyone, and some fans felt this was forced or unnecessary, but I see it more as a I have nothing left to hide, so I have nothing left to lose sort of statement, because Vecna got in his head like,
hey dog, your family and friends are gonna hate you because you're gay. LOL.
So he took the initiative to do it first. And everyone is pretty chill about it, you know, for it being the 80s and all.
I'm gay!
What I'm trying to say is this could have been handled way, way worse. Let's skip ahead to the finale because that's the part that matters the most, the end. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is headed into the Upside Down, including Kali. Remember her? Eleven's long-lost sister from season 2? She didn't get the spin-off they were trying to force on us with that backdoor pilot, so she's here to help. Kinda. She tries convincing Eleven that after they kill their brother Vecna, that they should kill themselves too, because that's the only way to end all this mess, because they have his blood. And that's what the government is after. That damn government. Hopper, Avi, not about it. It doesn't help that he's sort of been iffy on Kali since Jump Street. Everything is going as according to plan. Mostly. Everything goes according to plan. Mostly. Kinda. There's some kinks. Max woke up from her coma, but she can't move yet because her body needs time to readjust. So she stays behind with Robin's girlfriend, Vicky. By the way, Robin has a girlfriend now. There's a whole story, but we're just not going to get into it. Oh no! The government finds them. That damn government. Meanwhile, Will is talking to Henry Creel because Henry faced his fear and went back into a bad memory. The memory where he got his Vecna powers. Will goes full Robin Williams and tells Henry it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. I know. It's not your fault. I know.
And for a second, I'm thinking, oh no, they're gonna do the corny, I care now, you made me care more.
I care now, you made me care more.
But no, Henry is about that life. The gang has to face off against a giant demon spider because apparently this season was produced by Jon Peters. Obviously they win. Obviously 11 kills Vecna with the help of Will, overpowering his mind. Joyce takes an axe to his fucking neck. Holly and the other kids are saved. Happy ending! Wrong! After everyone leaves the Upside Down, the government nabs them, and everyone's like, where's Elle? Elle is at the mouth of the Upside Down in a power stance, ready to sacrifice herself in front of the people who want to use her. As the Upside Down collapses and dies, so does Elle. Or so we think. It's sort of hinted at by Mike at the end that maybe she survived and is now living a different life somewhere else. But I think that this is just Mike coping with his girlfriend being, dead. There's a lot of time dedicated to the epilogue, which is nice. I like that. Jonathan, Steve, Nancy, and Robin talk about the precipice of adult life and how they want to try and stay connected and meet up once a month just to be together. This makes me want to see a spin-off involving these four where it's a 90s cliche. This makes me want to see a spin-off involving these four where it's a cliche 90s sitcom like Friends, but it's like Friends with trauma. There's a laugh track, but it's all real uncomfortable laughter. Hopper and Joyce get engaged because what else would they do? It's inferred that they're gonna move to Montauk, which is a funny callback to the original name and setting of the show, which only I caught when we were watching it, and I felt compelled to over-explain it to my partner because she has to know or else I'm going to explode. The gang graduates, Dustin does a valedictorian speech that would make Eddie Munson proud, and the group plays one last game of D&D before heading off to college and the real world. It's poignant, it's bittersweet, but at the very end, Holly and her friends, including dipshit Derek, who I haven't talked about till now, but he is the best.
My fat one! Jesus, what?
All take over the table and become the new kids in the basement playing D&D, and Mike looks on with a little bit of sadness, but mostly with pride. And that is the end of Stranger Things. It's finally over. Was Stranger Things Season 5 perfect? No. Were there plot holes and storylines that weren't so neatly tied up? Yeah. But, like I said, I'm pretty satisfied with how it ended. I went in with low expectations, and they were met and exceeded. It's obviously not a high bar, but as a fan of this show, I'm good with how it ended, and I'm glad it's over. Hey, so after writing 4 pages of notes about how Stranger Things Season 5 wasn't all that bad, a documentary came out where one of the Duffer brothers had ChatGPT open on his computer while trying to write the final episode, which they were writing while filming the final season. Now, I get that writing a whole TV show is difficult, especially when it's the final season and the expectations are high. But once you decide to outsource your writing to some AI slot machine because you got a divorce and your ex-wife was actually the one writing most of the show for you, well, that's kind of your fault. So not only are you bad showrunners, taking way too much time to develop the end of your show because you were too busy trying to turn it into a franchise because you know that no one is going to watch anything with your names on it unless Stranger Things is plastered on it. You're also bad writers because how the fuck did you not pick anything up in 10 years? ChatGPT? Really? Go fuck yourselves. Stranger Things has without a doubt cemented its place in pop culture. But with such long waits between seasons, dipping quality, and an overinflated sense of self from its creators who forgot they were making a season of TV and not 8 movies, Stranger Things lost something. It lost itself. What was once the Goonies with supernatural elements thrown in became an Avengers-level threat to its own legacy. Maybe it got too big too fast, I don't know. But what I do know is, in my opinion, streaming hindered not only Stranger Things, but all of television. This show could have been the X-Files for teens set against an 80s backdrop. They could have done 15 episode seasons with a Monster of the Week style plot and a through line of Vecna and the Upside Down being what everything was pointing towards. But streaming said, here's 8 episodes, no filler, no character development, no fun, no experiment. And to me, that is the death of good TV. My name is Travis, and this is Wonder Nerd. Hey, do you like videos about movies, TV shows, snacks, etc.? Well, then you should consider subscribing to the channel where I make videos about movies, TV shows, snacks, etc. I do my best to be here every week bringing you brand new videos. So give this one a thumbs up and share it with your friends who you think might also enjoy my content. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Threads, I'm on TikTok, and I have a second YouTube channel where I upload those TikToks. So if you feel so inclined, go ahead and check those out. I'm doing this all by myself out of just love of the game. So every comment, every like, every share, every subscriber really helps me out, and it really, really means something. What did you guys think of Season 5 of Stranger Things? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments section down below. My name is Travis, and remember, nerds rule.